Hi there, thank you for tuning in and for joining ANF Plus to check out the First Alert Forecast. I am First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, and we are tracking actually kind of a turn of events here, some drier weather as we get into the coming weekend. Going to be pretty nice out there as we get into the weekend and perhaps into early next week until we see a very abrupt change, again switching back to wetter weather eventually. But the highlight of this particular stream is that we will be seeing some more decent conditions on our Saturday and our Sunday. Maybe not completely rain-free, but certainly drier than it has been. Speaking of rain, let's zoom out and show you a look at First Alert radar. It's really the I-10 corridor that's suffering the worst weather this morning. Showers and thunderstorms moving through Metro Atlanta, south of Metro Atlanta, I should say, the I-10 corridor from Mobile and Pensacola back to the east, Jacksonville, and in that line of storms will be moving into the Gulf of Mexico, kind of trailing along the I-10 corridor over the next several hours. Back home, we're dry. Live look outside Centennial Olympic Park. A lot going on downtown Atlanta, and we have the clouds. We woke up to a little bit of gloom, but in general, some decent conditions out there. May look like it's going to rain, but we're actually pretty dry right now, not tracking any rain in the First Alert Forecast for the next little bit. In fact, today as a whole, going to be drier than the past few days. Let's talk forecast now, beginning with what it feels like outside, what the temperatures are doing. And you'll notice that it's pretty mild, given the time of morning, 10, 11, 76, 67 in Blairsville, 75 in Carrollton, 72 LaGrange, humidity high as well. So kind of a more humid but not too warm start to the day at the moment. Temperature is pretty nice, though out the door this morning, it was very mild for that 6, 7 o'clock hours, but since then, temperatures have really not warmed that much further thanks to all the clouds in the First Alert Forecast, but temperatures are forecast to warm back up. A little bit more sunshine down at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, and that sunshine will take over as we get into the afternoon. Will allow temperatures to warm back into the mid and upper 80s as we get back into the kind of 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock hours. Warmest point of the day between 3 and 6 p.m. And with some humidity lingering, that's the actual air temperature, what the thermometer will read into the afternoon. But with some of that humidity factored in, it will feel warmer, perhaps feeling like it's closer to 90 this afternoon in spots. And it's not just warm in Atlanta, of course. 90, your forecast high temperature in Rome, 89 in Athens, Gainesville 87, Newton 88, and most folks peaking in the mid to upper 80s to right around 90 degrees. This afternoon. So it's going to be pretty decent out there. Again, the highlight of the forecast, if you're just tuning in, watching on YouTube Live, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, maybe you're streaming, and the news app, Atlanta News First app, or the First Alert Weather app, the highlight is that we are trending a little bit drier into the weekend. Maybe not completely rain-free, but in general, a very low chance of rain. In fact, for the evening commute, unlike 2 evening commutes ago, going to be pretty decent out there with temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, just a 10 to 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm late this afternoon on into the evening. So green light is flashing. We'll keep it at a green. Don't expect the weather to have too much, really, if any, a bit of an impact through the drive home. West-northwest breeze helping to mix around the air a little bit. So even though it's warm, a little bit humid, at least we have that going for us. And then some changes in the extended forecast. However, let's talk about that weekend in detail right now. Looking and feeling like summer, some of those puffy clouds out there this afternoon. That'll be the case into the weekend, and along with the drier condition, you can expect some warmer temperatures. Of course, more sunshine, less rain. No surprise here. We're going to warm it on up as we get into the weekend. And let's start the weekend, 5 o'clock today. Temperatures mid to upper 80s, partly cloudy. That isolated chance of a pop-up shower. Rolling forward in time through dinner time, then on deeper into the evening, I think we're mostly dry for the city of Atlanta, the entire metro North Georgia mountain communities, too. If you're headed up to the mountains, the lakes, or maybe Lake St. Clair and Oconee, southeast side, we're looking mostly dry today. Tomorrow, a similar start to today. Could be some patchy fog, some clouds around. Temperatures very mild, though Clayton up in Rabun County, a little cooler. So if you're headed to Lake Rabun, Lake Burton, temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60 out the door. I think, though, mid to upper 60s for metro Atlanta in the morning. For the Juneteenth parade, kicking off at noon. Not bad. Partly cloudy, temperatures lower 80s, a little bit of humidity out there. However, as we get into the mid and late afternoon hours on our Saturday, it could be an isolated shower or thunderstorm. Notice not everyone is seeing the rain. This is certainly not going to be a widespread rain. Not everyone is going to be impacted by showers and thunderstorms, but there will be a smattering of showers, perhaps a thunderstorm or two on our Saturday, especially after 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, going through the early evening hours. Here we are, 8 p.m., still a few downpours out there. We're going to give it a 30% chance of rain tomorrow, so hit or miss coverage. But the storms that are there could produce heavy rain, of course, frequent lightning. So if you do have outdoor plans, you hear thunder, please do follow the age-old advice. When thunder roars, move indoors and let the storm pass. 30 minutes after that last clap of thunder, you can safely head back outside and get right back to your afternoon and evening plans. Hour-by-hour forecast going further into the weekend. We will wake up Sunday to some decent weather once again. A mix of sun and clouds. I think more sunshine, though, Sunday morning. Temperatures maybe a little cooler Sunday morning versus Saturday morning. More mid-60s versus upper 60s. Mountain communities, Blue Ridge, Ellijay, Clayton, Helen, on the upper 50s to near 60. A pretty comfortable start to our Sunday. Hour by hour as we go into brunch time, we're going to pull it back just a little bit here so we can bring back that data. Here we are, brunch time Sunday. Temperatures low to mid 70s, but warming up pretty quickly with an even drier forecast on our Sunday. So rain chances here over the next several days are going to be low. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yes, an isolated shower or storm possible today and Sunday. Maybe a slightly greater chance Saturday, but certainly not a washout. And then big changes as we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Several rounds of rain move in. Basically what we're going to have here is an area of low pressure moving in, stalling. And that's going to give rise to continued rounds of showers and at times some thunderstorms in the first alert forecast. Some of that rain will be heavy. Risk of severe weather is very low, maybe not zero, but lower than what it has been with storms this week. But that chance of heavy rain certainly in the forecast for the next several days beginning Monday. So the latter portion of that 7-day forecast, day 4, day 5, day 6, showers and thunderstorms, a likelihood. 7-day forecast, here's the positive, though. With the return of greater rain chances comes some cooler weather. If you're looking for the pool plans or you need warm weather for your Father's Day activities, Juneteenth activities, it's going to be there, at least for weekend activities. Decreasing clouds today. We're going to zoom up to the upper 80s. Similar forecast Saturday. Similar forecast Sunday, Father's Day, 88 degrees, some spots at 90. Will certainly feel like it is closer to 90 and perhaps a little bit hotter with some of that humidity factored in, and then abrupt changes as we get into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, first alert rounds of rain in the first alert forecast. Though heads up, of course, this is deeper into the forecast. There is a little bit of uncertainty, so beginning around Juneteenth proper, if you have plans on Juneteenth, Monday, June 19th, the chance of rain will bump up, especially afternoon, evening, I believe, on our Monday. That's going to be the focus for Monday. And then rounds of rain Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, it will not rain constantly through this period. However, a greater chance of showers and storms. And there will at least be times of the day in areas of North Georgia that will be seeing rain. But those chances may fluctuate a bit as we get a little bit closer and the data becomes a little bit clearer as to exactly who is favored for rain and exactly when that rain arrives, when it leaves. But just a first alert, a heads up in this case. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday rain could impact some of those plans. And that rain will be heavy at times. You're going to be watching that. Rivers, lakes, right now not forecasting much in the way of flooding, but widespread rain and at times heavy rain, especially down in middle Georgia, south central Georgia, and the coastal empire of Georgia, low country of South Carolina. Rivers could be on the rise a bit. So if you have any fishing trips planned over the next week, we can have. We've had a storming pattern in southern and central parts of the state in particular the past few days, and you had more rain on top of that. Certainly there is the potential that we could be seeing more substantial river rises, not necessarily here in North Georgia, but middle Georgia on to the south and central portions of the state. And the coastal empire of Georgia will be watching those areas for perhaps a more significant threat of flooding with rain that returns next week. Again, just wanted to check in. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. At 11:30, wherever you are, with First Alert Meteorologist Ella Dorsey, noon newscast. You can stream that newscast anywhere you're watching this. Another check of the First Alert forecast. Have an updated look at temperatures. Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez back with a look at your weekend as well. So beginning of the weekend, we'll take a live look at a busy Centennial Olympic Park. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Friday, whatever you're doing. A happy Father's Day and a peaceful Juneteenth. Certainly wishing you a wonderful weekend. We'll check back in with you coming up at 11:30, whether where you are, with First Alert Meteorologist Ella Dorsey.